Good evening, everybody. My name is Edwidge Miranda Mondesir, and today I'll be talking about July 31st. So, July 31st, we had Mike Rodriguez submit a valid evaluation. Then the second doctor was Tracy Millsap, and I emailed her before she could do any fucking fraud. I let her know in advance that everything is in the Ninth Circuit and everything is being documented. She never submitted her declaration. She never submitted her evaluation report. On the 14th was a margin motion, but Tracy met my father on the 12th. Then my father had his margin motion on the 14th. So now that we are aware of that, all those days from the 14th to the 21st, there was no evaluation submitted by Tracy. Tracy was not brought up at all on the 21st. But Ashley Susan's name was brought up about my father being incompetent. That was her report. Yet she never visited him on the 12th. She never visited him within those days leading up to the 21st. So they moved her out of the way. Then they got a new doctor named Lacey Bassetti Marushka. Lacey Bassetti Marushka. She's in one of those agencies from Santa Barbara and Ventura County. So I emailed her in advance letting her know to not perform any fraud. So now that we are on the same page, on the 25th, which was yesterday, around 10 p.m., my father had gotten his minute order that he was supposed to have since the 21st. Mind everybody, every time your court hearing ends, you're supposed to have a minute order at the end of it. It's kind of like a receipt that you there. So now that we understand that, on the 25th around 10 p.m., my father gets his minute order, and the doctor's name, Lacey Bassetti Marushka, is on the paper of the minute order, but not on the transcript online at all. I have that picture. Before I emailed her, I showed her the time and date, what's going on. I showed her that her name is on the transcript. So if she were to perform any fucking fraud coming up, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad on her part. So here I just want to discuss about these doctors and their patterns. The first doctor that I remember from 2024, December 2024, a lady named Linda evaluated my father and stated he doesn't look like he belongs here. So she put him in a program, right? A program she knows that he would pass for 30 days. She puts him in that program. He ends up passing, and he's found to be competent. So they're burying that. They're burying all of that shit. All of it. So now that we are familiar with what's going on, the 25th, my father gets his minute order when he should have had it on the 21st, stating what doctor it was already. And on the 21st, or at least the 22nd, we should have seen who's that third doctor. Now, this is where it's going to get funny, or very irony. Mike Rodriguez submitted his valid report along Linda from 2024. Linda submitted hers in 2024. Mike submitted his on the 31st of July. Tracy didn't submit hers because she knows what she was there to do for. She was there to do fraud. So I let her know before in advance, before she performs that fraud. She ended up leaving the case. Now for this third doctor, there is no notice for evaluation sent to, what's her name, Lacey Bassetti Marushka. Now if we take a look back on the 31st, Mike Rodriguez was notified by the court, along a declaration was mailed with that report. Tracy didn't have that same pattern. Neither does this third doctor have that same pattern. They are not there to do something valid. They're not there to abide to something by liberty and justice. They're trying to do something that is so fucking dirty where they bury something away forever. Just because that student who brought a gun to school, Daniel Nathan Barbera, and he has cops in his family, he's trying to get away with it. So this is what it looks like from a point of view of a cop's son, right? Trying to get away with all this dirty shit that he has on him. They're trying to cover all of this shit up. So the 25th, my father gets that minute order. Her name's on there, but her name is not online. If you people look it up right now, her name is not online. I checked not too long ago around AM, around 11, like an hour ago. Right now it's 12:03. Around 11 something, I checked the case search. I look for any updates. There's no update. It's still on the 21st. The third doctor, it's still waiting on the third doctor. There's no notice. The court's not even sending that notice to that supposed doctor, right? Lacey. But she's already notified on the minute order in paper, but not online? Get the fuck out of here. That's some straight up fraudulent bullshit going on. So, now that we understand this, the third doctor, I'm sure she's gonna flank, because she's not gonna want to be accountable for fraud or lose her fucking license. I'm sure about that. I'm very sure about that. So this is what they did. They have a plan B. Since the third evaluation will probably not go through, they'll look stupid as shit. Their next move is that they created a fucking they created a new fake case with one charge in it, which is supposed battery. And I think you guys heard me talk about it in the last previous video. I put it up there for you guys. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm gonna give you a little bit detail, so when you hear it, you could go look at it. So my father, I'm sure everyone's aware that they placed him in the HPU, a mental hospital, something like a hospital unit, meaning people that are deranged or sick in the head, like literal people that are sick that scream in their sleep at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. waking you up, that type of crazy. They put him in a dorm like that. There's this man, this happened more than once. There's this man with no arm. I found out his name is Diego. So Diego has no right arm, right? And he is always messing with the inmates in there when they're watching TV. It's like he's looking for a fight. So supposedly he will always go to the TV and keep shuffling and shuffling it. Not even watching what he watches. He's just shuffling the TV to piss off the other inmates and everybody in there. So one day, my dad decided to tell him, "What are you doing, bro? Everybody's watching here. You know, like, be a little respectful. Everybody's watching here." And then this is when he started to threaten my dad and all that shit. And when he threatened my dad, he started to rush him. And when he rushed my dad put his hand out as in self-defense. So they're trying to use that petty bullshit against him. How the fuck does that work? And on top of that, it's their fault why he's in there. Why are they putting a competent man in a mentally ill place? It's against the law to even do that shit. That's psychological torture, everybody. If you don't know, that's psychological torture. They're very liable. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking file lawsuits next. My next move with everybody, the public that needs to know this, my next move is filing margin motion. Meaning I'm removing Joel Steinfeld off my father's case, and I'm removing Jeff Chambliss. Well, it looks like Jeff Chambliss already ghosted and went MIA. He wasn't there on the 21st. But didn't he say that he was coming back from vacation on the 13th of August? That he's going to take our phone calls and emails? I have that email for you guys. And he hasn't done neither of that shit. He hasn't done neither of that. And then, recently, he denied mail. He literally denied mail. I'll pull up the screenshot later on when I'm editing the video. He denied the mail with the motion regarding their obstruction of justice and their unlawful arrest. That whole motion's dating back to November 22nd. And it goes to now. It explains all the way to now. And it also has a good court material called People v. Bats. People v. Bats is a court material that prevents such issues like this to happen. It prevents corruption to happen. It prevents racist shit to happen. But guess what? They went ahead and disobeyed their own court orders and destroyed their own court book by violating those rules. Can you believe that shit? You work as a public official and you're violating your own rules. That's disgusting. That's dirty. Like, why are you even working in a fucking thing like that if you're not gonna even obey it? That's what I don't understand. So they created that new horseshit case, and the next court hearing is on the 30th of September. The 30th of September. And it's gonna be a first arraignment. My father is not going to that fucking hearing. It's fraud. There's a camera that clearly states and shows that man lunged and charged my father. Now I ask you guys this. If a man that's deranged and you know that you're competent and very well aware of who you are, and there's a man that's clearly upset in the head, meaning mentally upset, are you gonna let that man charge at you and beat you with one arm? Even though he had no arm, are you gonna let that man put his hands on you and try to physically assault you in any way possible? Are you gonna let a man charge you and fight you? Or are you gonna defend yourself from the perpetrator that is actually trying to harm you? That's how petty this shit is. So I want to put this here. I don't want to make this live too long. Probably like 15 minutes or so. My whole point of putting this here is to notify Lacey Bissetti Marushka, literally, is to let her know this. Mike Rodriguez submitted a valid report. Linda from 2024 of December submitted a valid report. So my message to you, Lacey, please don't do fraud. Please don't. Because I'll get on you like that, meaning liability wise. I will file a lawsuit quick. A lawsuit will be filed against you quick. And I'm so determined and serious about it. Look how far I've gone. We changed the venue. We filed habeas corpus for all of us. Man, we even filed lawsuits. 1 from the school, 2 for Jeff Chambliss, and up more next, like Joel Steinfeld, Ashley Susan, and more. So I'm letting this be known. They created that third evaluation, right? And if it goes in denial, if Marushka leaves or doesn't even perform a valid, no, if she leaves, or if she submits a valid report. So these are 2 things that could possibly happen. Marushka could submit a valid report. She could submit a valid report, or she could leave just like Tracy, which is the same pattern that most of them been doing. They leave, and then you never hear from them. So Tracy, she left. She didn't submit hers. So the third doctor, which is Lacey, the only next thing she could possibly do, because I emailed her, and I already showed her the case search that her name is not on there, but my dad has his minute order that her name is on there. That's complete fraud, everybody. That's deceiving the court. And it's not just deceiving the court, it's deceiving us as well. So she's either gonna submit that valid report, or she's gonna remove herself off the case like Tracy. And then when she removes herself off the case of Tracy, they wouldn't have a backbone. It would just be a loophole asking doctor after doctor after doctor, right? So they're probably not going to keep wanting to do the 1368 proceeding, which is the competency hearing. So what they're going to do next, like I said, with that fucking bullshit case, guys, if we find out that the supposed victim is a no-armed person, Diego, this is the most silliest shit by adults ever done. Like, you're a literal adult and you're working as a public official, and then you're making bogus, retarded shit. It's not light. It's not something that you should be proud of. You should have some type of shame doing this shit. It's not cute. It's very ugly and disgusting. So this is their plan B. They have that case just in case the doctor doesn't want to do the evaluation. They end up moving her out of the way. They end up moving the 1368 out of the way and have this fucking bogus charge. Mind you, everybody, This new bogus charge, this new fucking bogus case is open, supposedly, right? So everything that they've been doing with the competency hearing, all this bullshit, has been in the cases of the proceedings that are suspended. How the fuck are they proceeding with a competency hearing when all those cases are suspended? You see what I mean, everybody? It's like they're trying to cover that shit up now. They're saying, fuck those proceedings. Let's focus on the one that's open so we can hold them here longer. That's literally their fucking motive. And I'm right behind them. I'm right behind them. So I want to see what's going to happen on the 11th. I truly do. But since I said enough, everybody, this was enough. I informed everybody pretty well. Let's see what's their next move. Because I'm prepared. I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready for the next move. So the next hearing is on the 11th. Mind you, everybody, my father had his evaluation on December 2024. He was found competent by Linda. Linda said she was going to help him out because she sees something wrong. They know that they're doing something wrong. They're fucking with him. So she said, okay, I'll put you in this program for 30 days, meaning a program with people that are somewhat crazy or whatever. I'll put you in this program for 30 days. I know you're going to pass it. You're going to pass it, she's told my dad. Sure enough, my dad went into that program and he was found competent. Just like that, found competent. And the second evaluation that I remember, which is with Mike Rodriguez, he submits his valid report. He ends up telling my dad that he's competent. Just that. I let him know in email that if he does anything, he will be liable. And sure enough, he submitted a valid report because I told him, I expect a valid report to be submitted. Anything fraud will have you liable for that suit. So everybody is familiar. I want you to study this. I want you to study how I talk. I want you to study this video. So when you look at the patterns of what the fuck they're doing, they're already caught. That's just that. They're caught. So this next doctor, I'm waiting. I expect, this is what I expect. I expect to hear from her in email. Because what I also expect is when she visits my father is going to most likely tell her to check the YouTube channel. That's just about that. And to go based on the July 31st and look about that report with Mike Rodriguez. Or even speak with that man. I don't know. Speak with him. So now that we are clear and that I expect an email from her, if I don't get an email from that Lacey lady, if I don't get an email from her, she's either doing fraud just like Tracy. Tracy avoided me. I sent Tracy emails. She avoided me. I called her office. She avoided me. Then guess what? When the 21st came, she wasn't even brought up. Nothing was ever brought up. No report by Tracy was brought up. That's how you know they were there to do fraud and were there to submit a fucking fraudulent report. So I expect Lacey to submit a valid report on the 11th when she sees my father. Because she hasn't seen my father yet, everybody. Just for your information, just for you know. She has not visited my father. But it's on her minute order that she's the third doctor. But online, it doesn't show that she's the third doctor. And fourth, she has not been notified by the court. Like, literally, there is no notice to Lacey Bassetti. There's nothing like that on there right now. So the fact that we are aware of this, there's no evaluation set yet. She's not on the online transcript record. So let's wait before September 11th. And if you notice, it's always like 3 to 4 days they visit my dad before his court hearing. For an example, July 24th. July 24th, 2025, when my dad was present in this court hearing, and that's when, what's his name? Yeah, he was present in this court hearing, but Jeff Chambliss wasn't present. So they back 3 days before the 24th, like the 21st, the 20th. That's when Mike Rodriguez visited my dad. There's a pattern. They always visit them a few days later before their case, before their court hearing. So now that you hear this, Tracy Millsap, she visited my father on August 12th. Visit him on the 12th. Then he had his court hearing 2 days later. That's the pattern. There's patterns, everybody. You just gotta pay attention. So this next doctor, I'm waiting on her pattern. I noticed the pattern's different. There is no notice to her. There is no declaration submitted in mail. There's no evaluation submitted in mail. Just how we see with Mike Rodriguez. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. So my dad's court date, September 11th. There's a possible chance she would visit my dad on September 8th or September 10th. If not, maybe later, since I'm bringing this into existence. Whoever that may be watching may bring it a lot earlier. So I'm letting them know that I'm aware how they move. Now that everybody's familiar, the same person that you see in this thumbnail is the same new third doctor. That is Lacey Bassetti Marushka. She's from South Africa, moved to Ventura County in her teenage years. She looks Indian though, but she's from South Africa. She's from South Africa, but she moved there in Ventura County in her teenage years. So I'm everywhere. Like I said, I'm watching. I already emailed her. I already showed her an email that she's not on online record, but she's on my father's minute order. The minute order that they've been hiding since the 21st and gave it back on the 25th, altered to my father at 10 p.m. Really? That just shows the unlawful shit that they're doing. Like, literally, my father already had a competency on the Ventura County inmate search. He is eligible for release. So what type of fucking fraudulent game corruption bullshit they're playing here? What bullshit are they playing here? They don't want nothing documented. They know my dad is dying from the inflicted fucking bubbles they did to him in his lungs with the excessive pepper spray that he went live on. Everybody knows that live. They have not documented nothing. They have not given medical treatment, and it's almost a year. So who's really the incompetent one? Because in my eyes, it's that fucking county. How the fuck are you gonna let somebody die, yet you're supposedly doing something lawful? You're letting him die and not documenting anything? Then you're obstructing him from getting his own OR? You're literally obstructing him from getting his own OR. That says a lot about you. That falls under the 18 United States Constitution Code 1505, obstruction of justice. That is fucking obstruction. That's the delay. That's the preventing. Oh man, it's a whole load of it. So I'm going to end the live here because I said enough. And I pray to God that God blesses my father and blesses us. And I hope today a miracle is performed. One miracle and one blessing at a time. That's what I ask God. So I'm going to just keep my patience calm, and I'm going to wait till that date. And so when that day comes, whatever these next days may be, whatever that comes my way, I would know how to face it. So this whole live is basically a warning to Lacey that she's liable for a lawsuit. Everybody, the public, the people are my witness in this video. I said enough. Thank you for watching. And if you're interested for more about this story, please subscribe, like, and share, because I will continue to expose the living crap out of Ventura County. Soon, I cannot wait till I file that lawsuit against the sheriffs. And before I submit that lawsuit against the sheriffs, I'm going to go live and I'm going to show everybody that lawsuit before I submit it. Thank you everybody for watching. And I have another previous live to be editing, but this right now will be up here. Or maybe I will go ahead and jump onto this one since it's a shorter video. I could add detail what I'm talking about, so people are informed and updated right now. So thank you for watching, and goodbye. May you enjoy your day, and have a blessed day, because
It's a blessed day, everybody. It's mad sunny.
it's a nice day. So thank you, and I look forward to going live with everybody and explaining more.